Silk, she was saying invited the court to take serious notice of it and also make far-reaching orders to that effect. And court also unarguably admitted the fact they had made a number of pronouncements and orders since resumption of this case, this trial at this point. And unfortunately, couldn't find a reason why the orders could not be obeyed. First of all, there was an allegation of the fact that they want a plain clothes to be given to him. Since 21st of February till yesterday. Yesterday was 7th of April 2022. We have made 19th consecutive attempts to avail our client to Hindu Mazinanka with the clothing as prescribed by the court. 3 out of these occasions, she was saying, led the team of lawyers to the SSS facility to prevail on them to give him the clothing, and they rejected it without any excuse. So in court today, he made a very serious submission about that, and the court also wasn't happy. I must confess to you, the court wasn't happy, because even the lawyer to the SSS, who was called upon to explain to the court why those clothes were not accepted or given to our client, so they couldn't even defend that position, because unlike now, they have no excuse to be given to court. They have no excuse whatsoever backing up their decision. So the court also ordered them in open court, ordered the lawyer for this who represented SS to take that clothes and personally hand them over to our client upon his return to the SS facility. So, and that was an order of court. So of course, you know, SSS has been in the habit of flouting court orders with impunity, and this was also seriously emphasized today in our submissions to the court during the bail application, because if you talk about somebody being granted fair hearing entails also that the person will have unrestricted access to his lawyers, and also to the materials, which is also contained in the Constitution, materials to enable him to defend the case and facilitate that able to defend the case. And when those access and materials are being limited, then that means the person has been denied fair hearing. And it's more so when it's obvious, and also constitutionally speaking, our client hasn't been convicted. He's still presumed innocent in the eyes of the law today. So, and he's still entitled to his full rights as contained in Section 35 of Chapter 4 of the Constitution. So, even a convicted person has the rights, still enjoy those rights, apart from the fact that his rights, the freedom to movement may be restricted. A person convicted. And it's also very clear, very important to emphasize that our client, since his arrest, abduction, and consequent extraordinary rendition to Nigeria, has been kept in a solitary confinement in the SS facility, so which is grossly in violation of Section 2 of Anti-Terror Act. So these are facts and also laws have been able to bring to the attention of the court in moving the court to grant him bail. And more so, when the law is united in opinion that a person, the bail is granted as a matter of right, and there's nothing before the court that will hold back the court hand from granting a bail. 2, the court also directed that he should allow access to his private doctor to examine him and possibly come up with some second and independent opinion about his state of health, because it's only a living that can stand trial. A person who is sick, a person who is dead, who is late, a person who is incapacitated health-wise cannot stand trial. So, and it's always a loss to ensure that his rights are protected. Even once we discover at any point in time that it's being violated, it's incumbent and compelling on our part to make it public that his rights is being grossly violated by the establishment where he's being detained. So the fact was also made public yesterday that his health condition is deteriorating, and it also led to the court today that there is need for the orders of court to be obeyed. However, the court directed the left silk to also come up with a formal letter encapsulating these items constituting infraction on his orders. So, which I believe by Monday it will be submitted to the court. So, because I don't think the court also is happy with that development. Because order of court is sacrosanct, must be obeyed. And when a court made an order, and that order is not obeyed, then what are we doing in court? The essence of being in court is to ensure that orders of the court are obeyed. So assuming the court granted him bail today, then SSS said they will not leave him. Then what are we doing there? So every order the court made in course of this proceedings must be obeyed to the letter, and we must ensure that it is done. Otherwise, we have nothing, no business going to the court. So these issues were also discussed extensively today in court, and court took notes of cognizance of the complaint or also the infraction on the rights of our Ndomas in Nanikan, and directed that we should come up formally by way of letter, and so it can be handled administratively. Of course, you know what it entails. So I may not go into details. Thank you.
Very well. Thank you very much. Barrister, in the eve of this very day, on Thursday, yesterday, the 7th of April, there was a press release courtesy of the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court underlining the new practice directions on terrorism-related charges, and as well pointing that terrorism-related charges would be confined, in a particular courtroom, so to say, and also by extension to the Code of Conduct Tribunal, not excluding that media personnel would not witness the said trials, except when the Chief Justice or the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice Soho, presumes. What do you think about this? Does this has anything to do with, or would it in any way affect your case, in this case of IPOB?
Thank you so much. The Honorable CP of the Federal High Court has the powers to make to issue practice direction that regulate proceedings and possibly the proceedings in the court. But that powers are limited. It's limited. The powers exercisable under section of the law constitution is limited. Because at any point in time, it's observed that any of the provisions of the practice direction is in violation of the provision of the Constitution, then that provision of the practice direction will remain inconsistent to the extent of remain consistent and remain void to the extent of its inconsistent. The fact is that we have looked at those provisions of the practice directions, and we have the view that there are certain provisions of these provisions direction that are reversed of the powers of the CJ. So which we intend to, let's say, indicated today clearly during this interview aside after court interview, that we are going to challenge it. And I can assure you by next week we are approaching the court to set aside those provisions. We are not worried about changing venue, we have no problem with that. But what we know is that the rights of the press to be part of the proceedings and the public to protect the proceedings is a constitutional right that cannot be taken away under any form, any guise. So because Nnamdi Kanu was accused in the open, convicted in the open, was accused in the open, tried in the open, and consequently convicted in the open by the agent of the federal government. So the trial must take place in the open, cannot take place in the hidden. So people must be alive, must watch the proceedings of the court, and also make their opinions known to the world. So we can't allow it to stand. We intend to explore the legal options avenues available in the circumstances to ensure that those provisions of the private direction as issued out yesterday, which we believe are in violation of the provision of the Constitution with regards to the right of fair hearing and also the right of public to be part of the proceedings, and then we have to take it up before the court and do the needful, and that will happen soon before the next adjourned date.
Thank you very much. Finally, Barrister, what do you have to tell the teeming populace of whom you are representing, in this case IPOB?
I want to tell Ezbo Muchineke that your prayers are impacting seriously and positively. Of course, today is a good day. I must assure you that this is how it started. How it started 2017, and consequently we got to where we're going to at that point. And we have crossed a serious hurdle today. We crossed a serious hurdle today, and I believe that the road to victory, the road to his freedom, it's close. I don't think we'll go far from here. So, and I believe trusting in God I worship, and trusting in what you have before the court. But most importantly, you must have to put your house in order and make sure you get the right law, and also make sure that you place the right material before the court, before God will be with you. God doesn't help the lazy man. So you must work hard before you invite God to be part of you, and also to bless the effort. So, and I can assure you that God is blessing the works of our hand. So, and thank God being so kind, I can assure you, positively speaking, that let's adjourn dating and we can grant freedom. I can assure that believing God, that God is at work. So, and God has never disappointed us. It's a function of you people remaining focused. It's a function of people remaining prayerful. It's a function of people remaining unshaken in your resolve and belief that justice must be done. So don't be deceived. Don't lack focus. Don't be distracted. Just continue to believe in God. Continue to pray over it. Continue to also to put Him in prayers. And I believe Nanikan will come out stronger. He emerge victoriously than before, and will come out stronger than before. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next adjourned date, please.
It's coming up on the 18th of May.
All right.
For ruling on application for his bail and so trial. So and also coming up on the 26th of June for hearing. So, but venue for the court said he will communicate us as to the venue before the next adjourned date. So while we are going to take steps to challenge the practice direction I'm referring to, and to ensure that it's not implemented, because I believe that private direction was merely introduced because of Nnamdi Kanu's case. Otherwise, it wouldn't have come out yesterday. So, and I don't want to go into that, but I believe we'll have proper channels to address it, and we're going to explore it. Thank you so much.
That's okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was the voice of Ifeanyi Ejiofor.
Alright, you just finished listening to the voice of Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Now I am going to show you a video of the proceedings at Federal High Court Abuja by Barrister Mike Ezekume, who is leading the proceeding. For some of you that missed the program in the morning, just give me some time. Let me get you that video on the screen so you hear from our barrister. Just give me some time. Let me get you that video. But in case maybe you're just joining the program, you're watching Voice of Biafrans here on Facebook and on our YouTube channel. We are broadcasting simultaneously on both platforms. Now I want to get you a video. Just stay wherever you are. I want to get you a video of Barrister Mike Ezekume, who brief the public on the outcome of today's proceedings. Just stay there. Let me get you that video. You just finished listening to Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, who explained to us what happened and the next adjourned trial. Just stay there. Let me get you this video for some of you who have not seen that video where Barrister Ezekume was addressing the journalists today at Federal High Court Abuja. I know some of you missed the program. If you missed the program, if you were at work, or maybe the continent where you live in, you people are still maybe in Tuesday, or maybe there's something happened, you missed the program, you can go on our channel. We have a playback of all the things that happened at Federal High Court today. Just go there, you will see all the videos, the pictures of our leader Mazina Adekano, everything that you need to see that happened at Federal High Court Abuja today. In case again maybe you're wondering, the voice of person that you're hearing, the voice of somebody you're hearing is the voice of Udochukwu, Mazi Udochukwu the representative of this channel, that the voice of the person that you are hearing. Alright, so we have the video here. I'm going to put it on the screen for you to listen. Just stay wherever you are. Let me get you that video right there on your screen. Alright, so here we go. I want you to listen. This is Barrister Ifeanyi speaking.
The question of this counts and the eventual question of the entire counts by the grace of God will be by the grace of God, because he's seated on the throne, because he is awesome, because he's marvelous, because he created but he was not created, because he's the unmoved mover who himself was not moved, because he's the ancient of days, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. That it is that same God that delivered Paul and Silas in Acts of the Apostles chapter 16. That is the thoughts of this case. That same God that delivered Daniel from the jaws of the lion is in the thoughts of this case. That same God that delivered Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego from the furnace of fire is still with us. That same God that delivered Lazarus after 4 days of his burial, when he was already
What is this now?
that delivered him from the grave and he walked. That same God that delivered Jonah from the belly of the fish where he was and deposited on the shores of Nineveh is still alive. That's the God of Jesus Christ that rose from the grave, from the tomb, the third day after he was buried. He's still alive and is active in this case. So today, 8 of the 15 count charge were quashed and dismissed, leaving 7 counts that are on wobbling legs, counts that wobble, counts that are groggling, counts that fumble, counts that dwaddle. They will not stand, they will not hold water, because you cannot build something upon nothing and expect it to stay. It is not possible. If 8 counts went, the remaining 7, as a necessary corollary, we go. It follows as the night the day, as the rainy season the dry season. It follows. The 8, the 7 counts will go. But when we look at those 7 counts, whether they even hold any water at all in law, we'll be able to refer to the case of FRN versus Saraki, where some counts were quashed by the Code of Conduct Tribunal and left some, and quashed all, and then the Court of Appeal decided to quash some and left some. And the Supreme Court said this is not possible. If you quashed A, B, C, D, the other ones that are also related to it by affinity, by consanguinity, they should also be quashed. That was how Saraki got free. So we will test this remaining count charge. Let the prosecution get that notice at the appellate court. There are many, there are 8. So today, after the counts were quashed, particularly counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and 15, they were quashed. Those are the ones that are remaining. The other ones were quashed. So we then proceeded to move our bail application that the defendant, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, deserves to be granted bail. The case of the prosecution has always been, and this is sheer falsehood that Nnamdi Kanu jumped bail, and that was why he was forcibly renditioned back to Nigeria. A rendition which the court did not agree with us today, which we shall test. That is contrary to provisions of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, contrary to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights of 1948, contrary to the International Covenant on Social and Political Rights, contrary to the instrument dealing with indigenous people's rights. When you have a treaty with a country such as Nigeria and Kenya, and a person voluntarily entered Kenya, and you renditioned him forcefully through torture, inhuman and degrading treatment back to Nigeria on the 27th of June, 2021. All the cases based on my research across the world show that such a person cannot be tried. Cannot be tried at all. Based on that first original sin, the type of original sin committed by Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden when they ate of the forbidden fruit. You cannot try such a person. Who will try this one? That he jumped bail? The answer is no. Nnamdi Kanu was enjoying his bail. He was within Nigeria. He never left for abroad. Then on the 14th of September 2017, the military went in armored troops as if they were going to war in Sambisa forest and invaded the home of Nnamdi Kanu and his father, His Royal Majesty Kanu, who is now late. Invaded him brutally, savagely, and murdered, mowed down 28 innocent Nigerians that were there without cause. They called it Operation Python Dance and other operations. We've not seen Operation Python Dance in Sambisa Forest at Chibok and Dachi. They murdered 28 innocent Nigerians in cold blood. Somehow, Nnamdi Kanu, like the cat with proverbial 9 lives, was able to escape. Are you saying that a person who was to be killed and ran away from certain death jumped bail? The answer is no. It was then Chief Emko Abiola who made that statement. He said, they said I should have waited for Abacha. That they were asking me, why did you run abroad? Why did you fly abroad? I'm telling you now, Tony and Neni, I'm now telling you, I was already in the air before I discovered that even my passport was not with me. A bird does not tell another bird that a stone is coming. It simply flies away. No man stands in front of a moving train and expects to leave. He will be crushed. So you are saying, Nnamdi Kanu, after escaping, burying with his life, should wait in Nigeria. If he had been killed, he won't be standing trial. So he did not jump bail. Rather, they forced him into exile. And he went as a citizen of Britain to Kenya, where he was forcibly and forcibly under torture, inhuman and degrading treatment, renditioned back to Nigeria. So this is a case deserving of bail. And we implore my Lord to grant him bail, even if she wants to subject it to certain conditions. Let me tell you, even under the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, bail is allowed. It's discretionary. It's allowed even in capital offenses like murder, like treason. And mind you, Nnamdi Kanu is not standing trial for treason. No. It's very important. We all have to hear this. Nnamdi Kanu is not standing trial for treason at all. He's standing trial for offenses relating to treasonable felony, but not treason itself. For example, there's a difference between saying a person is standing trial for murder and standing trial for manslaughter. They are different. One carries capital punishment. The Kanu is not standing trial for any capital punishment. But the administration of criminal justice act still says even in capital offenses, an accused person can be granted bail subject to the discretion of the court. And do you know why this has become more necessary? Section 36 of the Constitution has given every Nigerian the right to fair hearing. And fair hearing, like I told the court, also means a fair trial. A fair trial includes all the circumstances surrounding the case. That is Section 36, because our criminal justice system is the Anglo-Saxon based criminal justice system. It is accusatory. It is not inquisitorial. What does this mean? It means that it is the innocence of a person and not his guilt that is presumed. It is different from the French model, which is inquisitorial, wherein your innocence, your guilt is presumed, and you are told to prove your innocence. We are not operating that. And that is why Section 36 of the Constitution puts it here clearly that you have to prove the offense against a person. And the Evidence Act goes further to say you must prove it beyond reasonable doubt. Any doubt, no matter how small, even if it's like that little straw that broke the camel's back, will be resolved in favor of the accused person. So, the Kanu therefore is entitled to be subject to the court's discretion and imposition of certain conditions, because we have shown that he did not jump in. He almost got killed. That was why he ran away. So we believe that this is a proper case for the court to grant bail so that Nnamdi Kanu will be alive to start trial. That is why in law we say come and stand trial. Come and stand trial means you have to be well, hale and hearty to stand trial. He didn't say come and sit down trial, or come and lie down trial, or come and prostrate trial, or come and be in the grave trial, or come and be in the hospital trial. He says, come and stand trial. And can we say there's a fair trial when in our bail application, Nnamdi Kanu is complaining of solitary confinement? That is not allowed. It's only brought out maybe once in a week to receive vitamin D, the sun. And that when he comes out, by other prisoners or prison inmates or detainees merely greeting him, some detainees are subjected to harrowing experience. They themselves are moved to solitary confinement as punishment for exchanging views or greetings with Nnamdi Kanu. Is that a fair trial? He says that is not allowed to practice his Jewish religion. He says his health is deteriorating fast. His potassium level, his sugar level, his blood pressure, his heart issues. He says he needs his private doctor to give a second opinion, but they are not allowing it. We, the lawyers, are not being allowed. The judge was again forced today to make another order, ex abundante cautela, for the avoidance of doubt again today, that the clothes they are brought here now show, in fact, he should now take them with him to DSS headquarters. Do you know why? Because 19 times between February 21, 2022, and this week, 19 times, the lawyers and family members are taking this close to him. The DSS refused. I personally led the lawyers on 3 occasions. Can you say that's a fair trial? If I carry a bulky file, you must drop the file. My wristwatch, my ring, only my ring they allowed me last time to stay. My wristwatch is removed. All my Bible, my reading glass, even my handkerchief, made in China. We don't make anything here, not even handkerchief. Made in China. Look at it. Made in China. They even took this handkerchief. Can you say that's a fair trial where a lawyer cannot confer freely with his client. And of course, the little space one will give it to us to confirm. You don't need to be told that it is all bugged. It is gadgets. Is that a fair trial? So when I'm discussing strategy and a case with my client, then my opponent, the prosecution, the state, with all its federal power level apparatus, should be listening to my conversation. Then when I go, we put it on. I say, look at these idiots. Look at what they were saying. Is that a fair trial when you drop on me? So what kind of criminal justice system are we operating? That the person who unlawfully abducted a person, the accused, back from Kenya on the 27th of June 2021, ordered torture, inhuman and degrading treatment, that the same person is the one that investigated in the same state, that the same state, Federal Republic of Nigeria, is the one that is prosecuting him, that the same state, Federal Republic of Nigeria, is the one getting the witnesses that will testify against him, that the same state, Federal Republic of Nigeria, is the one that is also having custody of this same person. So, head or tail, they are winning. So, where is the justice of the matter? Where is the fair trial? Where is the level playing ground? That is why we implored my Lord this afternoon, genuflectingly, to kindly admit now the candidate so that he will not die. I've had some clients who were standing trial. I begged some courts like this to grant them bail. I don't want to mention one of them. He was still undergoing trial and he dropped dead. The next time the case came up, I made sure I was in court. I asked the prosecution. I don't want to also mention his name. I said, we are here now. Where's the subject matter of trial? He said, Chief, you should know better. I said, I don't know anything. Why? What do you mean? He said, he's dead. I said, oh, he's dead. I said, so what's the effect of that? He said, that means the case has terminated. I said, oh, why don't you try his corpse from the grave? Try his corpse from the grave. Because that was the end of that matter. But that, my client was not allowed to be able to show that he was innocent because the prosecution couldn't prove the matter. Under a name and shame government, name them and shame them, just accuse them of crimes, even when we can't prove it, what we call media trial, atrocious. Then you carry those accusations, those allegations into the grave. That is not fair. The people have families, they have friends, they have associates, they have community people. That is not fair. So that was why I called the court to grant us that. By the grace of God, we had a wonderful outing, and God is on the throne. I will forever be on the throne.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Was not moved because it's the ancient of days, the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. That it is that same God that delivered Paul and Silas in Acts of the Apostles, chapter 16. That is the cause of this case. That same God that delivered Daniel from the jaws of the lion is the cause of this case. That same God that delivered Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego from the furnace of fire is still with us. That same God that delivered Lazarus after 4 days of his burial, when he was already
what is this now?
that delivered him from the grave and he walked. That same God that delivered Jonah from the belly of the fish, where he was, and deposited on the shores of Nineveh, is still alive. That's the God of Jesus Christ that rose from the grave, from the tomb, the 3rd day after he was buried. He's still alive and is active in this case. So today, 8 of the 15 count charge were quashed and dismissed, leaving 7 counts that are on wobbling legs, counts that wobble, counts that are robbery, counts that fumble, counts that duato, they will not stand, they will not hold water. Because you cannot build something upon nothing and expect it to stay. It is not possible. If 8 counts went, the remaining 7, as a necessary corollary, we go. It follows as the night the day, as the rainy season the dry season. It follows. The 8, the 7 counts will go. But when we look at those 7 counts, whether they even hold any water at all in law, we'll be able to refer to the case of FRN versus Sarapi, where some counts were quashed by the Code of Conduct Tribunal and left some. And quashed all, and then the Court of Appeal decided to quash some and left some. And the Supreme Court said this is not possible. If you quashed A, B, C, D, the other ones that are also related to it by affinity, by consanguinity, they should also be quashed. That was how Sarapi got free. So we will test this remaining count charge. Let the prosecution get that notice at the appellate court. There are many, there are 8. So today, after the counts were quashed, particularly counts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, and 15, they were quashed. Those are the ones that are remaining. The other ones were quashed. So we then proceeded to move our bail application that the defendant, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, deserves to be granted bail. The case of the prosecution has always been, and this is sheer falsehood, that Nnamdi Kanu jumped bail, and that was why he was forcibly renditioned back to Nigeria. A rendition which the court did not agree with us today, which we shall test, that is contrary to provisions of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, contrary to the Universal Declaration of Human Rights of 1948, contrary to the International Covenant on Social and Political Rights, contrary to the instrument dealing with indigenous people's rights. When you have a treaty with a country such as Nigeria and Kenya, and a person voluntarily entered Kenya, and you renditioned him forcefully through torture, inhuman and degrading treatment back to Nigeria on the 27th of June, 2021, all the cases based on my research across the world show that such a person cannot be tried. Cannot be tried at all. Based on that first original sin, the type of original sin committed by Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden when they ate of the forbidden fruit. You cannot try such a person. We will try this one. That he jumped bail? The answer is no. Nnamdi Kanu was enjoying his bail. He was within Nigeria. He never left for abroad. Then on the 14th of September 2017, the military went in armored trucks as if they were going to war in Sambisa forest and invaded the home of Nnamdi Kanu and his father, His Royal Majesty Kanu, who is now late. Invaded him brutally, savagely, and murdered, mowed down 28 innocent Nigerians that were there without cause. They called it Operation Python Dance and other operations. We've not seen Operation Python Dance in Sambisa Forest and Chibok and that. They murdered 28 innocent Nigerians in cold blood. Somehow, Nnamdi Kanu, like the cat proverbial 9 lives was able to escape. Are you saying that a person who was to be killed and ran away from certain death jumped bail? The answer is no. It was then Chief Emko Abiola who made that statement. He said, they said I should have waited for Abacha. That they were asking me, why did you run abroad? Why did you fly abroad? I'm telling you now, Tony and Neni, I'm now telling you, I was already in the air before I discovered that even my passport was not with me. A bird does not tell another bird that a stone is coming. It simply flies away. No man stands in front of a moving train and expects to leave. He will be crushed. So you are saying, Nnamdi Kanu, after escaping, burying with his life, should wait in Nigeria. If he had been killed, he won't be standing trial. So he did not jump bail. Rather, they forced him into exile. And he went as a citizen of Britain to Kenya, where he was forcibly under torture, inhuman and degrading treatment, were issued back to Nigeria. So this is a case deserving of bail. And we implore my Lord to grant him bail, even if she wants to subject it to certain conditions. Let me tell you, even under the Administration of Criminal Justice Act, bail is allowed. It's discretionary. It's allowed even in capital offenses like murder, like treason. And mind you, Nnamdi Kanu is not standing trial for treason. No. It's very important. We all have to hear this. Nnamdi Kanu is not standing trial for treason at all. He's standing trial for offenses relating to treasonable felony, but not treason itself. For example, there's a difference between saying a person is standing trial for murder and standing trial for manslaughter. They are different. One carries capital punishment. Nnamdi Kanu is not standing trial for any capital punishment. But the Administration of Criminal Justice Act still says, even in capital offenses, an accused person can be granted bail, subject to the discretion of the court. And do you know why this has become more necessary? Section 36 of the Constitution has given every Nigerian the right to fair hearing. And fair hearing, like I told the court, also means a fair trial. A fair trial includes all the circumstances surrounding the case. That is Section 36, because our criminal justice system is the Anglo-Saxon based criminal justice system. It is accusatory. It is not inquisitorial. What does this mean? It means that it is the innocence of a person and not his guilt that is presumed. It is different from the French model, which is inquisitorial, wherein your innocence, your guilt is presumed, and you are told to prove your innocence. We are not operating that. And that is why Section 36 of the Constitution puts it there clearly, that you have to prove the offense against a person. And the Evidence Act goes further to say you must prove it beyond reasonable doubt. Any doubt, no matter how small, even if it's like that little straw that broke the camel's back, will be resolved in favor of the accused person. So, Nnamdi Kanu, therefore, is entitled to be subject to the court's discretion and imposition of certain conditions, because we have shown that he did not jump in. He almost got killed. That was why he ran away. So we believe that this is a proper case for the court to grant bail so that Nnamdi Kanu will be alive to start trial. That is why in law we say, come and stand trial. Come and stand trial means you have to be well, able and heart to stand trial. He didn't say come and sit down trial, or come and lie down trial, or come and prostrate trial, or come and be in the grave trial, or come and be in the hospital trial. He says, come and stand trial. And can we say there's a fair trial when in our bail application, Nnamdi Kanu is complaining of solitary confinement. That is not allowed. It's only brought out maybe once in a week to receive vitamin D, the sun. And that when he comes out, by other prisoners or prison inmates or detainees merely greeting him, some detainees are subjected to harrowing experience. They themselves are moved to solitary confinement as punishment for exchanging views or greetings with Nnamdi Kanu. Is that a fair trial? He says that is not allowed to practice his Jewish religion. He says his health is deteriorating fast. His potassium level, his sugar level, his blood pressure, his heart issues. He says he needs his private doctor to give a second opinion, but they are not allowing it. We, the lawyers, are not being allowed. The judge was again forced today to make another order, ex abundante cautela, for the avoidance of doubt again today, that the clothes they are brought here now show, in fact, he should now take them with him to DSS headquarters. Do you know why? Because 19 times between February 21, 2022, and this week, 19 times, the lawyers and family members are taking this close to the DSS retreat. I personally led the lawyers on 3 occasions. Can you say that's a fair trial? If I carry a bulky file, you must drop the file. My wristwatch, my ring, only my ring they allowed me last time to stay. My wristwatch is removed. All my Bible, my reading glass, even my handkerchief, made in China. You know we don't make anything here, not even handkerchief. Made in China. Look at it. Made in China. They even took this handkerchief. Can you say that's a fair trial where a lawyer cannot confer freely with his client? And of course, the little space one will give it to us to confer. You don't need to be told that it is all bugged. It is gadgets. Is that a fair trial? So when I'm discussing strategy and a case with my client, then my opponent, the prosecution, the state, with all its federal power level apparatus, should be listening to my conversation. Then when I go, you put it on. I say, look at these idiots. Look at what they were saying. Is that a fair trial when you drop on me? So what kind of criminal justice system are we operating? That the person who unlawfully abducted a person, the accused, back from Kenya on the 27th of June 2021, ordered torture, inhuman and degrading treatment, that the same person is the one that investigated in the same state, that the same state, Federal Republic of Nigeria, is the one that is prosecuting him, that the same state, Federal Republic of Nigeria, is the one getting the witnesses that will testify against him, that the same state, Federal Republic of Nigeria, is the one that is also having custody of this same person. So, head or tail, they are winning. So, where is the justice of the matter? Where is the fair trial? Where is the level playing ground? That is why we implored my Lord this afternoon, genuflectingly, to kindly admit Nnamdi Kanu to bail, so that he will not die. I've had some clients who were standing trial. I begged some courts like this to grant them bail. I don't want to mention one of them. He was still undergoing trial and he dropped dead. The next time the case came up, I made sure I was in court. I asked the prosecution. I don't want to also mention his name. I said, we are here now. Where's the subject matter of trial? He said, Chief, you should know better. I said, I don't know anything. Why? What do you mean? He said, he's dead. I said, oh, he's dead. I said, so what's the effect of that? He said, that means the case has terminated. I said, oh, why don't you try his corpse from the grave? Try his corpse from the grave. Because that was the end of that matter. But that, my client was not allowed to be able to show that he was innocent because the prosecution couldn't prove the matter. Under a name and shame name and shame government, name them and shame them, just accuse them of crimes, even when we can't prove it, what you call media trial, atrocious. Then you carry those accusations, those allegations into the grave. That is not fair. The people have families, they have friends, they have associates, they have community people. That is not fair. So that was why I called the court to grant us it. By the grace of God, we had a wonderful outing, and God is on the throne. I will forever be on the throne. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
All right, so that's the comment of the lawyer representing Nnamdi Kanu as a senior advocate.
All right, that is the voice of
Telling us how
our barrister.
and we're so happy that the federal government has actually
Barrister Mike Ezekume.
seen to an extent through court that Nnamdi
For some of you that's just joining the program, in case maybe you've not watched the other video, the video of Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor when he was explaining what happened. I'm going to look for that video and play for some of you. I will just do this for the benefit of those that's just joining us right now. Please, if you're just joining the program, let me know in the comment section. Let me see if I will see the other video, the one we watch before this one that you just finished watching now. In case maybe you don't know who has just finished speaking, that is Barrister Mike Ezekume, the lead counsel of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So they were in court today to continue the trial of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and he just briefed us what happened in the court. Remember, we were not allowed, journalists were not allowed to go inside the court to record the proceedings. So all the journalists today didn't record what was happening in the court, and that's because a law was passed recently. And if you check on our channel, you will see a video that we streamed live here about an hour ago concerning that law that was passed. And I know that that law was passed because of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's court trial today. So what the law is saying is that nobody will be allowed to go inside the court. Unlike before, if our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in court, you will see, at least we'll get a video and information of what is happening right there in the court. But here is a different thing. We didn't see anything today. We did not see videos. People didn't quite talk to us until after the proceedings. So the law was passed on Wednesday, the 7th of April, and our journalists didn't go inside. Many people were outside. I'm trying to see if I will get a video of Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor for some of you that is just joining. Please, if you're just joining on the program, if you're just coming in, let me know on the comment section. Let's see if we can replay that program for some of you that's just joining us. If you're just coming in, let us know. Right? Let us know. So we'll play you the one of Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Let's see. Let me look at my comment section. If you're just joining the program, let me know so I will play back the broadcast by our barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Okay, someone say I am just joining. Wait, let me see. I think we have some people. I am just joining. I missed the first video. Okay. Alright, let's see what we can do to play you the one of Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor is one of the lawyers that have been at the forefront to make sure that our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released from
We are joined
DSS
by
dungeon.
one of,
Now I am going to
IPOB,
let you watch the video, the one of Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor.
and
Now let's watch.
The leader of IPOB, Indigenous People of Biafra, in whose name Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. He is going to address us bordering on what transpired today in court. As we all know, the court did sit today and gave a ruling based on the preliminary objection filed before it. Barrister, we are before you. Kindly tell us what transpired in court and what follows procedurally. Go ahead, please.
Thank you so much. Let me first of all apologize to Umo Chineke for being late in this program, because ordinarily we should have conducted this interview on before now, but because of other agencies, that has to be given a quick attention. So I have to appeal for your understanding. So thank you so much for indulging me. However, the matter came up today for ruling on application challenging the competency of the 15-count charge filed against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and by extension, challenging in substance the jurisdiction of the court to entertain the charge. So the court delivered ruling and consequently struck out 8 counts out of 15-count charge. So of course, you know, this is a pattern it took in 2017 when we have similar application, So the court didn't find merit in a 7-count outstanding charge, but it said it contained mere allegations that we would like our clients in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to respond to. So we commend his efforts, we commend his industry in coming up with such ruling. Because when you look at count 1, count 2, count 4, count 5, count 6, count 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, they are interrelated and they cannot be disconnected, because this count has to do with the allegation on acts allegedly committed in furtherance of act of terrorism from a place they never specified, from a place they never mentioned, and which was predicated on a broadcast made from a place they never mentioned, made from a place never specified, received in Nigeria without also specifying places where the alleged broadcasts were received. So those counts I've just mentioned are all interrelated in offers on this fact. However, we challenge them effectively. Then count 3 has to do with IPOB. I want to also refresh your mind to the fact that His Lordship Honorable Justice Nyako, you may have forgotten, had delivered an application on the status of IPOB. That was 2017, and court found and held that the IPOB is not an unlawful organization.
Very well. I could remember
It's
March
a judgment of the court.
2017.
Very well. So it's formed part of the processes to file a court of appeal in challenging the illegal prescription of IPOB. So His Lordship may have not advertised his mind to the fact that he had ruled upon this kind of application, giving a clean slate to the status of IPOB. So, but he said that since we have an appeal challenging the order prescription IPOB, that until the appeal is determined one way or the other, that way is when you will take cognizance of the position of the Court of Appeal on the matter. So we don't think it has an issue. Coming to count 15, who has to do with importation of transmitter, radio transmitter. The courts completely agree with the defense that though the offense was brought under existing law, the court made it clear in court. The charge was framed under existing law because there's something like section 45 that deal with that offense under Criminal Code Act. The court said it has gone, you went through from section 1 to the end of the Criminal Code Act, and you never found a place where that offense was provided for. But based on the powers and extant law, enabling law, the court said the offenses were found under Custom and Excise Act laws, so he amended it. However, assume without considering to the fact that such consistent offense, importation of transmitter, radio transmitter, it is also very clear on the charge filed against our client that this transmitter were imported, kept in Obulisizo. Obulisizo is in a town in the local government of Anambra State. So what simply comes to our mind at this point in time, which formed part of the argument to canvass in our objection, was whether the court has federal court in Abuja has jurisdiction to entertain offenses or matters arising from or cause of action arising from AR. The answer is no. So the point is that we are making serious headway. By virtue of the fact that the court struck out 8 count charge today is a plus, serious plus on our part. It has also given us the impetus, the leeway to apply for the bail of Onyendumazu, which was done today. And I believe ordinarily, but I understand the disposition of the court. If the court is still of the view that there's nothing in principle strong before her, I doubt if she will be fast enough to be inclined to hear the bail application. But she said you want to hear it and rule upon it, not even hearing it. You want to rule upon the bail application unless I don't date. So substantially we have been able to trash those frivolous and smooth scream charge filed against him. So, and I believe that unless I don't date, justice will be done to this case. And I believe God being on our side, Chukwu Kabema being on our side, can regain freedom unless I don't date. Because I don't think there's nothing whatsoever concerning this charge, 7 count charge still outstanding today, that will hold back the count hand of from granting him bail unless I don't date. I don't think so. And so all we have placed the facts before the court. The submission was illegally delivered today by the legislature, and I don't think I'll add anything to it. So thank you for being with me.
Yeah, thank you, Barrister. Before we go forward to knowing what happened in the legal circles, could you please brief us regarding what happened yesterday? We understand that yesterday was amongst the visiting day to your client, and we also was made to know, courtesy of your update, that for the 18th time, the Department of State Security Services disallowed your client, IPOB leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, change of clothing. I want to ask, was it that those clothing were in contempt of court because the court had said there should be no insignia on the said clothing? What really transpired? What really happened for them to have disallowed that very clothing?
Simply and unfortunately, we are not privileged to be in court today, in open court, because if we are in court, this matter was made a very serious issue before the court by LSC, because as it is, it's a serious issue that court, my noble Silk, she was saying, invited the court to take serious notice of it and also make variation orders to that effect. And court also unarguably admitted the fact they had made a number of pronouncements and orders since the resumption of this case, this trial at this point, And unfortunately, he couldn't find reason why the orders could not be obeyed. First of all, there was an allegation of the fact that they want a plain clothes to be given to him. Since 21st of February till yesterday. Yesterday was 7th of April 2022. We have made 19th consecutive attempts to avail our client to Yendu Mazinanka with the clothing as prescribed by the court. 3 out of these occasions, NSC Chiwazeko led the team of lawyers to the SSS facility to prevail on them to give him the clothing, and they rejected it without any excuse. So in court today, he made a very serious submission about that. And the court also wasn't happy. I must confess to you, the court wasn't happy, because even the lawyer to the SSS who was called upon to explain to the court why those clothes were not accepted or given to our client, so they couldn't even defend that position. Because unlike now, they have no excuse to be given to be given to court. They have no excuse whatsoever backing up their decision. And so the court also ordered them in open court, ordered the lawyer for SS who represented SS to take that clothes and personally hand them over to our client upon his return to the SS facility. So, and that was an order of court. So, of course, you know, XSS has been in the habit of flouting court orders with impunity. And this was also seriously emphasized today in our submissions to the court during the bail application, because if you talk about somebody being granted fair hearing entails also that the person will have access to his lawyers, and also to the materials, which is also contained in the Constitution, materials to enable one to defend the case and facilitate are able to defend the case. And when those access and materials are being limited, then that means the person has been denied fair hearing. And it's more so when it's obvious, and also constitutionally speaking, our client hasn't been convicted. He's still presumed innocent in the eyes of the law today. So, and he's still entitled to his full rights as contained in Section 35 of Chapter 4 of the Constitution. So, even a convicted person has the rights, still enjoy those rights, apart from the fact that his rights, the freedom to movement may be restricted. A person convicted. And it's also very clear, very important to emphasize that our client, since his arrest, abduction, and consequent extraordinary rendition to Nigeria, has been kept in a solitary confinement in the SS facility, so which is grossly in violation of Section 2 of Anti-Torture Act. So these are facts and also laws have been able to bring to the attention of the court in moving the court to grant him bail, and more so when the law is united in opinion that the person, the bail is granted as a matter of right, and there's nothing before the court that will hold back the court hand of from granting him bail. 2, the court also directed that he should allow access to his private doctor to examine him and possibly come up with some second and independent opinion about his state of health, because it's only a living that can stand trial. A person who is sick, a person who is dead, who is late, a person who is incapacitated health-wise cannot stand trial. So, and it's always a loss to ensure that his rights are protected. Even once we discover at any point in time that it's being violated, it's incumbent and compelling on our part to make it public that his rights is being grossly violated by the establishment where he's being detained. So the fact was also made public yesterday that his health condition is deteriorating, and it also led to the court today that there is need for the orders of court to be obeyed. However, the court directed the legislature to also come up with a formal letter encapsulating these items constituting infraction on his orders. So, which I believe by Monday it will be submitted to the court. So, because I don't think the court also is happy with that development, because order of court is sacrosanct, must be obeyed. And when a court made an order and that order is not obeyed, then what are we doing in court? The essence of being in court is to ensure that orders of the court are obeyed. So, assuming the court granted him bail today, then SSS said they will not leave him. Then what are we doing there? So every order the court made in course of this proceeding must obey to the letter and must ensure that it is done. Otherwise, we have nothing, no business going to the court. So these issues were also discussed extensively today in court, and court took notice of cognizance of the complaint or also the infraction on the rights of our Ndomas in Nanikan, and directed that we should come up formally by way of letter, so it can be handled administratively. Of course, you know what it entails, so I may not go into details. Thank you.
Very well. Thank you very much. Barrister, in the eve of this very day, on Thursday, yesterday, the 7th of April, there was a press release courtesy of the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court underlining the new practice directions on terrorism-related charges, and as well pointed that terrorism-related charges would be confined, in a particular courtroom, so to say, and also by extension to the Code of Conduct Tribunal, not excluding that media personnel would not witness the said trials, except when the Chief Justice or the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court, Justice Soho, presumes. What do you think about this? Does this has anything to do with, or would it in any way affect your case, in this case of IPOB?
Thank you so much. The Honorable CP of the Federal High Court has the powers to make to issue practice direction that regulate proceedings and possibly the proceedings in the court. But that powers are limited. It's limited. The powers exercisable under strength of the law constitution is limited. Because at any point in time, it's observed that any of the provisions of the practice direction is in violation of the provision of the Constitution. Then that provision of practice direction will remain inconsistent to the extent of remain consistent and remain void to the extent of its inconsistent. The fact is that we have looked at those provisions of the practice directions, and we have the view that there are certain provisions of these direction that are otherwise of the powers of procedure. So which we intend to, let's say, indicated today clearly during this interview, aside after court interview, that we are going to challenge it. And I can assure you by next week, we are approaching the court to set aside those provisions. We are not worried about changing venue, we have no problem with that. But what we know is that the rights of the press to be part of the proceedings and public to protect the proceedings is a constitutional right that cannot be taken away under any form, any guise. So because Nnamdi Kanu was accused in the open, convicted in the open, was accused in the open, tried in the open, and consequently convicted in the open by the agent of the federal government. So the trial must take place in the open. It cannot take place in the hidden. So people must be alive, must watch the proceedings of the court, and also make their opinions known to the world. So we can't allow it to stand. We intend to explore the legal options avenues available in the circumstances to ensure that those provisions of the private direction as issued out yesterday, which we believe are in violation of the provision of the Constitution with regards to the right of fair hearing and also the right of public to be part of the proceedings, and we have to take it up before the court and do the needful, and that will happen soon before the next adjourned date.
Thank you very much. Finally, Barrister, what do you have to tell the teeming populace of whom you are representing, in this case IPOB?
I want to tell Ezbo Muchineke that your prayers are impacting seriously and positively. Of course, today is a good day. I must assure you that this is how it started. How it started 2017, and consequently we got to where we're going to at that point. And we have crossed a serious hurdle today. We crossed a serious hurdle today, and I believe that the road to victory, the road to his freedom, is close. I don't think we will go far from here. So, and I believe, trusting in God I worship, and trusting in what we have before the court. But most importantly, you must have to put your house in order and make sure you get the right law, and also make sure that you place the right material before the court, before God will be with you. God doesn't help the lazy man. So you must work hard before you invite God to be part of you and also to bless the effort. So, and I can assure you that God is blessing the works of our hand. So, and thank God being so kind, I can assure you, positively speaking, that let's adjourn date Nnamdi Kanu grant freedom. I can assure you that believing God that God is at work. So, and God has never disappointed us. It's a function of you people remaining focused. It's a function of people remaining prayerful. It's a function of people remaining unshaken in their resolve and belief that justice must be done. So don't be deceived. Don't lack focus. Don't be distracted. Just continue to believe in God. Continue to pray over it. Continue to also to put him in prayers. And I believe Nnamdi Kanu will come out stronger. He emerge victoriously than before, and will come out stronger than before. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next adjourned date, please.
It's coming up on the 18th of May.
All right.
For ruling on application for his bail and so trial. So and also coming up on the 26th of June for hearing. So, but venue for the court said he will communicate us as to the venue before the next adjourned date. So why we are going to take steps to challenge the practice direction I'm referring to and to ensure that it's not implemented. Because I believe that private direction was merely introduced because of Nnamdi Kanu's case. Otherwise, it wouldn't have come out yesterday. So, and I don't want to go into that, but I believe that we'll have proper channels to address it, and we're going to explore it. Thank you so much.
That's okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
That was the voice of Ifeanyi Ejiofor.
All right, you've heard it from the voice of Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Now I am going to drop a link for some of you to come on here and contribute if you have anything to say concerning what happened today at Federal High Court. Check on the link, check on the comments, you will see a link there. You use the link to come in. Check on the comment section there. You're going to see a link. Click on that link. The link will automatically bring you here. Then I will allow you to talk to Biafrans. Tell us what you think concerning today's proceedings. Check on the comment section. The link is right there. Click on the link will bring you inside the studio. Then you let us know what you think concerning all that happened today at Federal High Court, Abuja. Remember, journalists were not allowed to record at the court today, inside the court, because of the law that was passed on the 6th of this month. That was just a day, 2 days before the trial that took place today. So the Chief Justice imposed a law that restricts Chief Information Officer of Federal High Court pass a law that stops journalists from going inside the courtroom with devices such as cameras, phones, and whatnot to record the proceedings. So some journalists that went to court today were not able to record the proceedings right from inside the court because of the law that was passed. And that law was intentionally passed because of our leader Nnamdi Kanu. They didn't just pass the law, but they passed the law because of our leader Nnamdi Kanu. That is to tell you what these people are up to. But whatever they do to suppress the truth, they can never. The truth will always be the truth. If they like, let them impose a law that will not allow people to travel to Abuja. But the truth will always be the truth. So use the link there. Click on the link, come here, and let us know how you feel concerning what happened today at Federal High Court. Let me see, there's another video. There is another gentleman who was analyzing that law that was passed. Let me see if I will get you that video. I will show you the video of what I am talking about. Just stay wherever you are. Let me see if I will see the video, but if I didn't see it, then we'll have to leave it there. Okay, the video is here, so I want you to watch this. Just watch this.
So it says, no person shall be allowed within the secured perimeters of the court, that save the approved court officials, parties, and a number of pre-registered legal practitioners on either side, witnesses, and any other person as may be directed by the judge or the most senior judge in the given circumstances. And goes on to say only the judges, other essential court staff, and security agencies involved in that particular case and their vehicles shall have access to the court premises. Does it look like this is actually targeted at a particular people? Because seeing Nnamdi Kanu's supporters besieging the Federal High Court premises here in Abuja, do you think that it's, part of this inability to contain these supporters that has led to this?
It will be difficult to argue otherwise. I believe that the confrontation between the security agencies and well-wishers of and supporters of Nnamdi Kanu must have informed the decision to come out with this party's direction. So the timing too is equally very bad. It's suspect.
Okay, and I go on to the courtroom proceedings now, where it is that the names, addresses, telephone numbers, and identity of the victims of such offenses or witnesses in the proceedings shall not be disclosed in any record or report of the proceedings, and it shall be sufficient to designate the names of the victims or witnesses with a combination of alphabets. And then it goes on to say that the court will hold its proceedings at any place to be designated by the chief judge, and in the case of the Abuja Judicial Division, the venue for the time being shall be the premises of the Code of Conduct Tribunal. Why will this trial, terrorism-related trial, no longer hold at the Federal High Court, but at the Code of Conduct Tribunal? It seems confusing.
The first aspect of the provision you just read now, is aimed at protecting witnesses,
yes,
so that they will not be molested after they have given the evidence. Sometimes they can even allow them to give video evidence.
Yes,
or they
it's listed here.
They can have their faces covered so that
the witness to be screen masked.
Absolutely. Then, as for moving to Code of Conduct Tribunal, I think that has to do with space. The typical Nigerian courtroom is not designed for the trial of Nnamdi Kanu, because there are thousands of people who want to witness it. If they move to Code of Conduct Tribunal's premises, they obviously should be able to take more people. But now you have already barred the people from coming. So there is even the justification for going to Code of Conduct Tribunal is no longer there. Since journalists will not be there, friends and well-wishers will not be there. So why do you need a bigger place?
Very interesting.
Space? So it's very contradictory.
Okay, very interesting indeed. And it says make order as to any electronic devices that will be allowed during proceeding. That means even those who go in, they may not be able to go in with electronic devices in one way or the other, and then it may be difficult for them to take those things inside. Then make order on any other measure that the court considers appropriate in the circumstance. Now, this is giving a discretionary room for even the trial judge to still, give more rules.
Absolutely.
So
And
give more rules.
Absolutely.
So
And
is there no room for abuse in all of this?
Obviously there is, but that is why there are appellate courts. If an high court judge abuses his discretion, the Court of Appeal or the Supreme Court will overrule that judge. But beyond this, as I have stated earlier, the Constitution has already conferred the trial judge with some of this power. So the Chief Judge of the Federal Court does not have the power to reconfer the same power on them. So it's just a waste of its time.
Now, let's look at the big one. It says the coverage of proceedings under these practice directions is strictly prohibited, save as may be directed by the court, and goes on to say that a person who contravenes an order or direction made under these practice directions shall be deemed to have committed an offense contrary to Section 34, subsection 5 of the Terrorism Prevention Act 2011, related charge against the person. Isn't this
that is very
too much of a kill?
It's laughable. I'm not sure the Chief Judge has the power to create such offense.
What?
It is for the National Assembly to create the offense, not for the Chief Judge. The practice direction is an administrative thing. It's supposed to be rule of procedure. The practice direction is an administrative thing. It's supposed to be rule of procedure. It's not to create crimes or criminal offenses. And I mean, it's quite laughable, really.
Now, let's talk about lawyers like you are also journalists at the same time. If you're a lawyer and you are able to find your way into that place, would you say, and something happens now, would you be claiming to be a journalist or you claim to be a lawyer? And if you are arrested by chance and maybe charged, can the judge actually convict you based on what we have read here, considering that you're a lawyer and a journalist at the same time?
Well, I can separate the issues. If I'm a lawyer, right, but if I'm not one of the counsel in the case, I've been excluded by this rule.
Okay.
Yes, because what they are trying to do is to even make sure that lawyers who have other cases coming before the same court will not have to be there. And I think that is one of the reasons they are moving to the Code of Conduct.
Yeah, because sometimes you go to the Federal High Court there, you see other lawyers who are waiting other court cases inside the same courtroom.
Absolutely.
While that court particular
because that same judge that is hearing Nnamdi Kanu's case is also hearing other cases. But now, if they move the judge to the Code of Conduct Tribunal, that will be the only case you will hear there. So there will be no need for other lawyers to go there. I hope you, I mean, you.
Yeah. I mean, I understand. So
you list your name as a party to the case that the judge is going to hear.
So it's not very clear. We now understand why that the court premise had to be taken away from the federal to the Code of Conduct Tribunal.
Yeah.
But now, how will the public view the judiciary? Federal to the Code of Conduct Tribunal.
Yeah.
But now, how will the public view the judiciary? Federal to the Code of Conduct Tribunal.
Yeah.
But now, how will the public view the judiciary?
The court is further going to cast shadow and aspersion that, look, we've said it. They don't want people to know cast shadow and aspersion that, look, we've said it. They don't want people to know what they are doing there. So it doesn't help the court in the eyes of the public. And it doesn't help the public to see that justice has been done. And those are fundamental issues that, because the court derive their power, their ability to survive on the perception of the people. If the people believe that there are no longer justice in the court, then that is the end of the road.
Yeah, I mean, just before we let you go, the essence of practice directions is what I want you to speak about. When practice directions are issued, what's the fundamental principle behind them? Why do we have practice directions?
Yeah, we have practice directions to fast track and ensure that trials go on unimpeded. Is to make it easier. The cases are hard, but it must comply with the provision of the Constitution. It must comply with the principle of fair hearing. So it's just to make sure that procedurally you know what you are supposed to do as a plaintiff lawyer, defendant lawyer, everybody knows, so that it will not waste the time of the court. You will not say, oh, I don't know. Sometimes too, if you run foul of practice direction, you can get your case dismissed, even though that case has merit. So if you see, some lawyers are very good in procedures. They wait for you to make errors, and they zero in on it, and they win. Even though you have you have a good case, So many good cases have been lost because one of the lawyers does not
Violated
understand the
direction.
practice direction, the procedure. They are rule of court.
Okay, very interesting indeed.
Yeah.
Is there any other one within the judicial chain that can override the powers of the Chief Judge of Nigeria, of the Federal High Court at this moment? For example, maybe the Chief Justice of Nigeria, can he override?
Well, administratively, no. What you can do is to challenge that practice direction in court. And court, even from the Federal High Court there, the court and a judge of the Federal High Court can say, look, Chief Judge, you have gone beyond your power.
Oh, very interesting.
Yes, absolutely.
A court judge can do that. I mean, within the same Federal High Court chain. I'm asking after the power within the judiciary. So the CJN can call the head of the Court of Appeal or even head of the Federal High Court to ask them to amend certain things, or, you know, since it's just practice direction and it's administrative.
You see, it might, well, generally speaking, but most of the time, it doesn't work out that way. It will amount to undue interference.
Oh,
but if a judge is doing something that could bring the judiciary into the Chief Justice of Nigeria can say no.
How about the NJI?
No, that's NJC.
NJC, I mean. Sorry.
Well, if there is a petition that the Chief Judge has violated the Code of Conduct for Judicial Officers, NJC will come in. But like the Chief Judge of Federal High Court has his power to issue practice direction, the President of the Court of Appeal has similar power to do for Court of Appeal.
For Court of Appeal.
The Chief Justice of Nigeria has the power to do for Supreme Court.
Okay.
So everybody has his own level of
and it's
power.
territorial, territorial powers,
yes,
and you cannot
absolutely.
go into that of others. Well, we must thank you so much for this enlightenment. Toby Shoni is Arise Judicial Editor and Deputy Director of News on Arise News Channel. We must thank you for joining us on the show.
Thank you.
To also enlighten us on these new practice directions, which a lot of journalists are not happy about. Well, you're still watching the Arise interview. Plenty more still ahead, including the country's new revenue.
All right, you just finished listening to the man who analyzed what the law is. The law that was passed on the 6th of this month concerning the case, our leader's case trial that happened today. So you just finished listening to that man who analyzed that the so-called law that was passed today. So if you want to be part of the program, you will see a link on the comment section. Just click on that link, come on here, let's talk about it. Tell us how you feel concerning what happened today, the outcome of today's proceedings. Check on the comment section, you will see a link. Someone earlier on was asking how he or she is going to join, so click on that link. You will see a link there. Just click on it. The link will bring you in the studio. Well, we are expecting one of our comrades to join us. I believe our comrade is going to be joining us on today's program. We're going to talk about some of the issues and what happened at Federal High Court today. I know some of you probably might have watched a video of our Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, who explained what happened at Federal High Court Abuja today, as well as the lead counsel, who is Mike Ezekume, who explained to journalists the outcome and the eight charges that they have quenched. So if you want to be part of the program, just click on that link that you're staring at on the comment section, and the link will bring you on the program. We talk about all of those things. Now in the afternoon, when we were doing a program, we had a lot of people who contributed on the program today concerning some of the things that is happening and how we have been marginalized. We talked about a lot of things. If you've not seen that video, after this particular video, go on our Facebook page or on our YouTube page, you will see the program there. The video is there. You have a playback of all that happened today in the afternoon. Nothing much happened. We didn't really see a video of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as usual, because the Chief Information Officer of Federal High Court, Zoo High Court, they come up with a law that prevented journalists from going inside the courtroom to record the proceedings. So that is why you did not see videos of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's only pictures. It's only picture of him when he was in the court. There is no video as usual because of the insane law that they passed on Wednesday, the 6th of this month. And as a person, a question, you will ask yourself a question: why would they just pass a law few days before the trial of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? That will tell you that they purposely passed the law because of our leader. What they are trying to do is to try them secretly, but they were looking for something to cover up the secret trial, and that is why they come up with that so-called law that they passed on Wednesday. Are you there, comrade? Your username is Day. Are you there?
Yes,
Okay. Are you joining us? You joining us from Facebook? You joining us from Facebook or on YouTube?
Facebook.
Okay. Where are you reaching us from? Let us know your name and where you are joining the program from.
I'm joining from Imo State. My name is David.
Okay. Muna gị na-ekwubu na WhatsApp before.
Mba.
Okay. Go ahead. What do you have to say concerning what happened today and the law that was passed on Tuesday? Go ahead.
Oh. Forgive me.
Please, if you want to contribute on the program, please, if you come on here, try to do away with background noise. If you have someone at the background who is kind of distracting you, try to go away from that person. Just click on that link. The link will bring you on, and I will give you audience to talk to people. Don't just always be on the keyboard. You can always come here to contribute. Okay, a lot of you were here yesterday. Was it yesterday or day before yesterday when I was broadcasting? And some of you were on the comment abusing our HOD Mazi Chika Odoziem that he doesn't know how to broadcast. And I told some of you that it's not easy to broadcast. If you think it's easy to broadcast, then open your own platform, start broadcasting. We'll come and see how well you will be doing. So use the link on there. Come here. I will give you the time to speak if you really want to contribute on some of the things that happened today. Remember, I showed you about 3 videos. One is a video of our Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, and another video is a video of lead counsel Mike Ezekume, who took charge from Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor. Then another video, the third video, the one I just finished playing now, is a video of a journalist who explained the law that was passed on the 6th of this month concerning the proceeding that took place today. So I know probably most of you've seen that video, you've watched the video, and I drop a link for some of you to come on here and let us know what you think concerning some of the things that happened today. Remember, the conclusion of today's trial at Federal High Court is the outcome. For some of you who have not seen or hear about the outcome of today's proceeding, we publish it on our Facebook page. If you want to see, or if you want to do the reading yourself, you can go on our Facebook page. You will see where we publish the outcome of today's proceeding. But I will read you the proceedings, the conclusion of that of today's proceedings anyways, for some of you who probably might have not seen it. But if you want to see it and do the reading yourself, where you can find it is on our Facebook page and other platforms as well. I believe other bloggers and other people who are working seriously to make sure we get our freedom probably might have posted on their own platform. Now give me some time. Let me go to where that was posted and share that information with you for some of you who have not seen it. Okay, here we are. The conclusion of today's trial is the ruling for bail application will come up on the 18th of next month. Ruling for bail application will come up on the 18th of next month, which is May. Then on the 26th of June, there will be another hearing. That is the outcome of today's proceeding. For some of you who are on the comment section asking for information on what happened today. So what happened today, the conclusion and everything is ruling for bail application for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu comes up on the 18th and 26th. But first of all, the ruling for bail application will commence on the 18th. Then on the 26th June, the trial will continue. You heard it when our Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor said it, right? For some of you that watched the video, in case maybe you didn't get the information, you can have a replay of this broadcast immediately we stop this program. There is a lot to read. You can go online, do research yourself. A lot happened today, including the article of that law that was passed. If you want to read it, you can go online. All of those information is on public domain. I know probably most of you will be kind of wondering who made the law, who said this, who said that. If you want to get information of all the things that I just said on here, if you want to verify all those informations, go online, make use of your smartphone, search for information. All I have said here is on public domain. Go there, read some articles yourself, and be equipped with information, including the chief information officer of Federal High Court Abuja, who passed a law. You heard it from the video that you just finished watching, where that journalist who analyzed the law said that the chief information has no right to pass such law. If eventually there should be a law like that, it should go through the House of Assembly. You heard it from that gentleman who we just finished watching his video not quite long. So if you want to get all of those informations, go online, make use of your device, search for that news, and you do the reading yourself. So if we don't have anybody to come on, we're going to stop the program here because we've been coming on and we'll be coming on and off since morning that our leader was in the court. Remember, the DSS, whom our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in their hand, they have not given him access for a change of clothes. He is still wearing that same clothes. Remember, the last court trial of our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, same thing happened. He appeared with that same clothing and questions were asked. What the DSS said is that they don't want our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to change to that particular clothes that he demanded for. Remember, our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu demanded that they should bring Isiago attire for him. But the DSS said, no, we are not going to allow you to wear the Isiago attire. We are going to give you our own clothes to wear. The same thing they did to him that made Barrister Maxwell Okpara to file a suit concerning his medical status. Same thing that is happening for him to change clothes. Our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu demanded that he wants Isiago attire, but DSS, whom our leader is in their hand, is saying no, we are not going to allow you to wear the Isiago attire. They denied him access for having that Isiago attire. So our leader appeared in court today with that same clothes. We have Onyedikachi. Let's see if it is whom I am expecting. Comrade, are you the one?
Yes, sir.
You probably might have been listening to what we've been saying, the videos and some of the things that we've been talking about on the program today.
Yes, yeah.
What do you have to say concerning all that have happened today, starting from the law that was passed by the Chief Information Officer of Federal High Court, the Zoo Federal High Court, down to our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, who appeared in court today with that same clothes, and all the things that have been happening? What do you have to say, Mazi? Go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mazi, for bringing me in.
Please, Mazi Onyedikachi, please try to increase your voice. If you have something that you're listening with at the background, try to remove it so you concentrate and our people will hear you clearly. Mazi, you are mute.
Okay. Can you hear me clearly now?
Yeah, it's clear. Please, if you have something at the background, try to off it so you will concentrate and people will hear you clearly.
No, there is nothing at the background.
Okay. Thank you. Go ahead, Mazi.
So, thank you very much, Mazi, for bringing me in. Mazi Dochiko. I am Onyedikachi.
Ndewo.
I really appreciate your program, and I don't have much to say, but we all know that the country called Nigeria, which is a zoo country, is full of mischief, and they are lawbreaker. They put the law, but they themselves don't obey the laws, and therefore If they put a law they cannot obey, definitely it is no law. Can you hear me? Am I coming out clear?
Yes, we can hear you. Not only me hearing you, Biafrans are listening. Go ahead, Mazi. I
So
will
it
have
is
to. I will have to mute myself so your voice will not be, entering at the background. Go ahead, Mazi. We are here. We can hear you.
so it is no longer a law. What Biafra have to know is we have to be resolute, determined, and committed to what we have started. Because freedom fighting is all about commitment, resoluteness, and also determination. The zoo government, they know they cannot win this battle. They clearly know, they know it that they cannot, it is a lost battle. They are just trying to bring delay tactics to see if they can prolong the court case, sorry. But one thing is certain, victory is already sure. And not only will Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out with victory, is not only will he come out uh, without bail, he's coming out with referendum, he's coming out with the Biafra flag. So my advice and my admonition for all committed comrade, people that are fighting the just cause, please do not give room for distraction. Do not give room for propaganda. Do not give room for anything that will shift your attention from what you are doing. Be focused, be determined, and abide by the rules and the structure Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Onyendu has laid before he was extraordinary rendition. So all I have to say, all fellow Biafran, is even the I had the chief, the lawyer, the judge, Justice Binta Nyako, gave an order that he should change inside the courtroom there. He shouldn't leave with the same clothes. But I wonder why the DSS and the evil men that call themselves security agents are not abiding by the laws of the chief judge.
Yes, sorry, Onyedikachi, to cut you short. Concerning the issue of our leader changing clothes and all that, they are the DSS people themselves. They are terrified. Remember, our leader Mazina Kanu demanded for Isiago attire, and them themselves, the DSS, they are bringing different attire to our leader Mazina Kanu, and he said no to that. He said, except they gave him what he demanded for. There is another thing that happened that made our leader Mazina Kalu instruct our lawyer, Barrister Opara Maswell, to file a to sue the DSS people concerning his health status.
Yes.
Remember, our leader Mazina Kanu has been telling these people, have been telling, even including our barristers, they have been telling them to allow our leader Mazina Kanu to have his own personal lawyer. But they went and brought some people, they recruit some people and they call them doctors. And they came, they took whatever that they took from our leader Mazina Kanu. They said they went for a test, and sadly, exactly, our leader Mazina Kanu figure out that what is written in the result has nothing to do with health and some of the medicine that he has been taking all this while. That really made him to point Barrister Opara to sue DSS, of which he did, and the court fined them. They gave them, I think, 5 million to compensate our leader Mazina Kanu. I can't really remember the exact amount, but I know it's from 5 million thereabout.
Yes, the 5 million give. Sorry, the 5 million given was for the harassment of that lawyer.
Eh,
He was harassed during when he wanted to visit our leader. So the case was filed for harassment, and they paid him.
okay,
And
yes.
also the concerning his health issues, complained that the doctor that gave that report never met with him. He doesn't know where that
Yes,
report is coming from.
exactly.
So all these things, there is one thing I tell people. According to the Bible which we read, the devil, if he knew that crucifying Jesus Christ, Yahushua, will lead to his downfall, he would never have tried it. If the zoo government know that what they are doing is leading to the restoration of Biafra and the total freedom of the Biafra people, they wouldn't have started this evil shenanigan they started. Very soon, Biafra will emerge. This is certain. It is not something of trying to give them hope. This is what has been approved already spiritually. We are just waiting for the physical manifestation.
That's right.
So everyone should abide by the structure which our leader has laid. Because he's coming out very soon. And when he comes out, will he find faith in every comrade? Will he find you standing in that position he left you before he was rendition? Or will he find you doing something else? This is what Yahushua said. If I come again, will I find faith upon the earth? I believe we will not deviate, and every faithful and committed comrade will not deviate from the just cause we are fighting. Thank you very much, Bazi.
Thank you so much, Mazi Onyedikachi. Thank you for that wonderful contribution. Do we have any other person who would want to contribute? If you want to contribute on what we're talking about, there's a link on the comment section. Just click on that link. The link will bring you in the studio where I will have to add you for you to talk to Biafran. If you want to contribute on what we're talking about, please use that link. Don't always be on the keyboard and abusing people. Come on here, come and contribute. For some of you that have been talking about Mazi Chikodism, that Mazi Chikodism doesn't know how to broadcast. Now come on, I want to give you opportunity to come and do your own broadcast. Let's see how good you are. Don't always be on the keyboard and you think being on the keyboard and on your little space in whatever you live, and you think you can type whatever you will type and abuse people who is making effort to make sure that we have our freedom. Don't always abuse people. Use that link. Come on here. I will give you opportunity to talk to Biafrans. We have close to 400 people watching us on the both platforms. So join on the program. Check on the comment section. There's a link there. Click on that link. Come on here. I will give you opportunity to talk to Biafrans. Now, there is a post that I am looking for. I just wish I would see that post for us to really talk about it. I don't know. Probably you. Are you still there, Mazi?
Yes, I'm with you, sir.
Okay. There's a post that was made by the brother of our leader Mazi Kano Takano concerning some of the demands that was made by our leader when he had a meeting with the Southern East governors. I don't know if you've seen that post. The post, I think I saw it yesterday. It was going round. I think Guardian or Punch newspaper published it on their page as well. I can't really remember, but I saw it yesterday. I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen something like that?
Probably I have not seen the particular post, but I think I am aware of some of the several meetings he had with the
Eastern governors. Yes.
Yes.
Now what we are hearing, why I came up with this particular issue is because what we are hearing now is that the Eastern governors and Eastern leaders, they never taken that demand to Asurok. That is what we are hearing. They have never taken it to Asurok. I just wish I could just see. I can't really remember where I saw that particular post. I can't really remember. I just wish I could say it, so I will read it out here. The demand that our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu made when he had meeting to Eastern leaders, they have never taken those demands to Abuja. That is to tell you, people that we have among us, these people, they don't want anything good for us. They don't want the actualization of Biafra. So, Mazi, you say you know some of the demand that our leader Mazi can you please briefly talk about them?
Yeah, if I know not anyone, at least the first thing I know, the first demand I know when Mazen and the Kanu came during the time of Goodluck Jonathan, then he came for restructuring. He told the government that there shouldn't be marginalization. At least they should give the necessary amenities for mankind. At least the common man should enjoy the least benefits coming out from the country. But they refuses until it crossed the borderline and they said no, Biafra or nothing. If there's any demand our leader was holding on to when he first of all came to Nigeria, the Zuland, it was the demand for restructuring, of which they neglected it. And this is the consequence. Now the whole country is feeling the heat, not just because of Biafra, but every ethnicity, every individual in that country is feeling the heat from every corner. Nobody is safe, both in the east, the west, the south, and the north.
Excuse Mazi, sorry to come in a little bit. If you talk about restructuring, it's not really everybody that understand this word restructuring. When you talk about restructuring, what is restructuring and what is the restructuring about? What are they talking about? I want you to list some of the things that our leader Mazina Kano talked about concerning that restructuring. Because it's not, why I'm saying it's not really everybody understands when you say restructuring. What are those things that our leader Mazina Kano talked about concerning the restructuring, especially people that live in we that from Biafra?
Now, when he talks about restructuring, restructuring is simply, let me break it down for the layman understanding.
Yes,
Every
please.
state should use the resources you generate and give the federal government some certain percent, not the federal government controlling the state's full percentage and giving them the peanuts they give to them. Like in the Biafra land, the eastern region, let me use that. We are the economic power of the nation. And if every state in the eastern region starts using what they have, it will challenge every other state. Let me, for instance, if Delta states start using their resources and they are doing something good with it, it will challenge Edo State. It will challenge Anambra State. All the governors will be challenged, and everybody will want to impress and will want to be the best when there is competition. And when restructuring takes place in every state, you will find out that there will be more job opportunity, there will be good roads, everything will be functioning very well. And it will even help the national level to stabilize because there won't be much pressure on the federal level. There won't be much pressure on the federal level, like anything you want to do, you have to make the federal government must approve it. In the Western world, where most of them travel to live, like let's take the UAE for an instance. Every state uses what they have to develop themselves. That is why every state is well organized. If the federal government has given that demand, the country wouldn't be where it is today. But because they have their selfish interests, their selfish desire, in fact, their evil agenda, it's like there's a spirit that possesses them whenever they take that post, either government, any political post you ever take in that country. affects your life spiritually, physically, and mentally. I don't know if it is only in Africa that politics turn them, intoxicate them, not to do good, but to do massive and wicked evil. So, if this demand has been given to him the first time he came up with this idea, maybe he wouldn't have gone to this stage. And now, the whole country is in mayhem. Our leader is a prophet. I've been following him for long. And I noticed that any word that comes out from his mouth never go void. He stated so many things that will happen. He said Nigeria will be worse than Somalia. He said Nigeria will be worse than Yemen. Look at it today. Nobody is safe. You think it's happening only in the east, go to the west. Nobody is safe. What about the north? Nobody is safe. What about the south? Nobody is
Is
safe.
everywhere. Remember,
Everywhere.
our leader said that the military, the zoo, they will send the military to the east, and they will leave their backyard open, and
Yes.
the bandit will take over. And it's happening today. Look at what is happening in Kaduna.
So let me digress a little, sir.
Go ahead, please.
Do you remember there was a broadcast our leader made before he was rendition? He said that he will be at the forefront of the battle. These enemies bringing up propaganda now, they were thinking our leader was saying we will go with gun and bullets, he will lead the war. They never know that he's talking in an irony. And that is why only the wise will understand the blueprint of this struggle. If you are not spiritually alert, mentally alert, and very wise, having good understanding, you will put yourself in a big mess thinking you are doing the right thing. I listen to so many broadcasters, I listen to so many, they call themselves freedom fighters, and I saw sentiments in their lives. I see that they are just biased. They don't really, many of them don't even know what freedom fighting is all about. Some of them just had that, some of them not even, some of them, it is just now they know about our leader. Why some want to use it as a means to extort from the gullible ones. But one thing is rest assured that this is a period where the chaff is being separated from the wheat. And I'm not surprised with what is happening now, because in every freedom fighting, you must undergo this. Take the history of America. Those that are calling themselves freedom fighters, go and read the history of America. The names you hear about, George Washington, this and that, those states, do you think they are the people, most of them are the people that fought for the freedom of that country? They came and bind themselves with oath until their freedom comes. Look up, read about Martin Luther King Jr. Go and read the history of it, what he did, how he got the black and the white. Before the black is being intimidated, relegated, and not seen as anything. Martin Luther King Jr. fought for their freedom. What about Nelson Mandela? I hear people talking about freedom, thinking freedom fighting is all about just wake up, come to the social media. Social media is, yes, it's powerful, but it cannot give you freedom without you going to get it by yourself. Freedom is not given, but it is taken. Because no man will want to leave his captive except the captive, the slave, fight for his or her freedom. So if you think coming on social media to rant, to talk will give you freedom, you lie. If you think shouting and accusing the zoo government on social media will give you freedom, no. Those people are beyond what you think. So you need to fight them tactically. And that is what our leader is doing. And the structure he has laid down, they are doing the underground work. They will not come out and tell you everything they are doing. Never, they will not. They will not. Because if they do, sure does that, it will be a big problem for the struggle. So, what we are expected to do as followers is to be resolute, be calm, be quiet. If you know what you can do, if it is by prayer, if anything you know you can do that will positively affect the struggle and bring us to the stage where we are going to, you should do it. Not coming on social media to fight yourself, to accuse yourself, to say all manner of things that many of you saying it don't even have any evidence. You come and call me a thief, or you call me a killer, but no evidence. Some say this one sold our leader, one sold our leader. Where is the evidence? Show me the phone chats or the voice call or even the video or anything that is a proof that this individual or that individual sold our leader. You have no proof. You are just assuming based on assumption on what someone say. That is mere gossip, and it has no facts. So all of those people, all you people that are into gossiping and lying, coming on social media just to get crowds so you can monetize your platform. Be careful, because there is one thing I always tell people: good name is better than much riches. One day, that money you got out of this falsehood, that same money will be used against you. Whatsoever you sow, definitely you must reap. There's no two ways about that. So that is my advice for the saboteurs. Retrieve your steps before it is too late. There might be a way that seemeth right to you. Look very well. It might be the way of destruction. Retrieve your step. I thank God for those that are retrieving their step, coming back to their senses. But those that think they can make merchandise out of this, why this young man, why this Greek leader is in the DSS dungeon fighting for you that he have not seen before, and you want to use this to make merchandise, be careful, because Biafra is a spirit, and when it comes for anyone, good or bad, you must receive what you sow. Thank you very much, Mazi.
Ndewo Mazi Onyedikachi. The post I spoke about earlier on, I've seen it. While you were giving your speech, I just went online to search for that particular post that I talked about before. And here is what he has to say. It was posted by Punch newspaper. And the post says IPOB Nnamdi Kanu's 2017 8th demand reviewed. Family alleges Southeast governors fail to share demand with FG. The family of the Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of, they usually call us prescribed group, right? The family of the Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, has accused Southeast governors of failing to present the 8-point demand of their son from their 2017 meeting to the federal government. Spokesperson for the family, Prince Emmanuel Kanu, made this claim in Umuahia on Wednesday, I think day before yesterday. He went on to review the demand which were made when Kanu met with Southeast governors and Ohaneze Ndigbo leaders in Enugu shortly before the September 2017 military raid in his Umahia family house. Report Vanguard. The demands include 1. Making Enugu International Airport a grade 1 airport so that passengers can fly without overstop in Lagos or Abuja. That is the demand number 1 that our leader Mazi Kanu made. Making Enugu International Airport grade 1 so that passengers can fly in without stopping over in Lagos and Abuja. Demand number 2, dredging of river Niger, dredging of river Niger. That is demand number 2. Demand number 3, upgrading Owerri Airport to functional cargo airport. That is demand number 3. Demand number 4, operating Port Harcourt, Iguacha, Iguacha, they usually call it Port Harcourt.
Yes.
Operating Iguacha and Calabar seaport at full capacity. Demand number 5, revive of industrials in the southeast and south to provide job opportunities to the youths. Demand number 6, functional railways in southeast and south regions. Demand number 7, provisions of good primary health care systems. Demand number 8, provision of steady electricity supply. These are the demands that our leader Mazi Kanu made with Southeast governors when they had a meeting 2017. But shortly on Wednesday, which was 6th of this month, Prince Emmanuel Kanu revealed that these demands, the Southeast governors, they have never taken these demands to Abuja. Now, did you now understand where the problem is coming from? I could remember there was a time our leader Mazi Kanu was making a broadcast and he said that after the meeting, the Southern East leaders, they offered him money and he rejected it. I don't know if you listened to that broadcast. He made that broadcast. Yeah, exactly. He said after the meeting, they called him upstairs and they gave him some euros, and he said no, that he don't need money. If they will be able to give him all of these things that I just listed here, that he will be fine. And now, if you check from these things now, from number 1 all the way to number 8, if you check now, these are the things that we are lacking in Biafra land. If you are, for instance, if you want to travel, if you live in Europe or America, wherever country that you're living in, if you want to travel to the zoo, you have to stop over in either Lagos or Abuja before you now take another local flight that will take you to, maybe if you are from Enugu or maybe you are from Aba or Umahia. So if you are in, for instance, if you live in New York and you want to travel back to the zoo, then you have to stop first in Abuja or Enugu, or Lagos. Then you take local flights that will take you to Enugu. Same thing if maybe, for instance, you live in New York, for instance, and you buy a car for your wife. You want to send it down to the zoo. You have to send it. The car will have to stop in Apapa. Then from Apapa, you will go and clear it before the car will get to Biafra land. You know how many people you will settle on your way before the car gets to Biafra land. These are some of the things that our leader Mazi Kanu demand here. So when we want to travel, for some of our people who traveled, who are not in zoo, if they want to come back, or maybe they have goods to ship to Biafra land, it will be easy for them. Now let's assume maybe the Port Harcourt and Calabar Seaport is functioning, is working. And we have Enugu International Airport is functioning, and we have industries in Biafra land. We have steady power supply. We have good primary health care. Do you think our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will come out and start talking about Biafra? He will not.
Can I come in, sir?
Yes, come in, please.
What these governors fail to understand is that having all these things put in place will not only help the states, it will also increase the revenue of the states. Imagine we having a railway, a good airport, a good road network, you will see that businesses will increase, that will increase the revenue of the states. You will see that even the states government will be generating income through those transportation.
Yes, you'll be making revenue from there.
Good revenue from the light system, good revenue from the transport system, good revenue from this, and even if they put any kind of tax, people will be willing to pay because you are seeing what you are using. You are making use of what you are. I don't know if you understand me.
Yes, it's very, very, very simple. Very simple demand.
They make more money than this one they are stealing, and with good name. This is what they fail to understand. They say they are elite, they say they are educated, but because of the evil, because most of them are occultic men before they become this. That is why they don't want to do anything good. Anything good is not in their agenda. They prefer to put the money somewhere and let it go spoil than for them to use it to help the masses.
My brother, the thing is, when I look at this post, honestly, I would want you to go and look at it yourself. Maybe after this program, you go on the Punch newspaper, you go on their website, you will see it. When I look at these demands, they are very simple. Very, very simple. International airports, upgrade it. Then Calabar and Iguacha Seaport, steady power supply, all of these things. Then they will still.
A country should have, a state should have. These are just the basic, not.
Then you will still make revenue from there.
Very good revenue.
Than if maybe, for instance, now we don't even, for instance, now if you want to travel, there is no embassy in the east. If you want to travel now, you have to go all the way from, maybe for instance you are from Umuahia and you want to travel, you want to go to New York, you have to travel all the way from Umuahia to Lagos to go and file for application, for visa application. And maybe if the embassy give you appointment, maybe your appointment will be next week, you will have to travel back to Umuahia. When there is time for your appointment, then you have to go again all the way, you travel down again to Lagos. Now we have some people at the process of traveling back to Umuahia, from Lagos to Umuahia. Some people, while they are going back to Lagos for their visa application, they had an accident on the bad road that we have and they died. Simply because this is something that can be, this is something that can easily be solved within us. If maybe for instance we have embassy in Umuahia, we have embassy in Owerri, there is embassy in Enugu, there is one in Iguacha, there is one in Asaba. You don't have to travel from Asaba to Lagos because you want to file for visa application. You don't have to travel from Umuahia to Lagos because you want to go and clear your goods at Apapa Seaport. Then you are coming back as well. You don't have to stop in Lagos or Abuja, then transit, take another local flight that will bring you to Asaba. These are some of the things that our leaders saw, And he called these people even before he started, coming out openly. We started going for rally. He called them, they hold a meeting. He said, these are my demand, these are some of the things that we want. If we'll be able to give our people these things, there will not be a problem. You have your one Nigeria. Very simple. Did you know that after this meeting that he had with eastern governors, they never communicate this demand to people in Aso Rock? That is the information we are getting now from some of the things that I read here that was published. Family allege Southeast governors failed to share demand with federal government. The family of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra, has accused Southeast governors of failing to present the 8-point demand of their son from the 2017 meeting to the federal government. Spokesperson for the family, Prince Emmanuel Ikano, made this claim in Umuahia on Wednesday. He went on to review the demand which were made when Kanu met with Southeast governors and Ohaneze Ndigbo leaders in Enugu shortly before September 2017 military raid in his home in Umuahia. And they never communicated this with people in power in Abuja. Now, have you asked yourself this question? Why didn't they communicate this with people in Abuja? Because they don't want the good of our people. They still want you to remain in that abject poverty. Then after 4 years, when they want to leave office as a governor, then another person want to enter, they will come to your house, they will ring your bell, they will give you 1 bag of rice and 1 bag of gari. They will promise you that they will fix that road that is not motorable from your village to township. Then you will vote them in. When they get to office, they forget about you. This is one of the reasons why they've never communicated this with people in Aso Rock. Go ahead, my brother.
You are very right, sir. Very, very right. These people think only of themselves. They don't bother, they don't even have the thoughts of any other person outside themselves. And when a man is so selfish like this, what do you expect? That is it. But there is something I always tell myself. Sorry, because I want to digress a little.
Yes,
There's
go
a-
ahead.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from the onset, I said he is not even supposed to be the one to even fight for us. Why did I say this? Now let me digress. We have denominations. We have great men of God in the country that are seeing those people, at least they know more about the masses more than the government, if I should use that word, because they interact with both the high and the low every week. They know the challenges the masses are passing through. If those men of God has come together and say, oh, this is what these people are passing through, and we have access to these governments, we can speak with them, we can talk to them. Let's call them, even if let's call them in a secret place first, just like the way the prophets of old will do when the king is misbehaving. The Almighty God will send the prophet, go to that king, tell that king, if he doesn't desist from this act, I will destroy him, I will destroy his generation, this and that. If this man of God has called the governors, called the politicians, indoors, this is what we are passing. Rather than bringing them to your pulpit to speak, go to them in a closed door. These are the things we need. These are the things we need to put in place. It will help the nation, it will help the country. Okay, if you will not, in our own capacity, if you can support us, we can do it and help the masses, because it's instead of we praying and binding what we know that we can do by ourselves. Now there is a bad road, and you are praying, oh God, protect me. Instead of going to fix that road, it's just like telling God to provide something for you to eat, and God provided it, and you are telling God to go and cook the food for you in the kitchen. That is what we are doing in that country, that contraption called Nigeria. We know how to pray, but we don't want to work, don't want to fix things. If our men of God will come together, we have great churches with millions of population, home and abroad. They even have access of meeting with foreign presidents and foreign country governors and presidents and parliaments. They have those access. If they will use their godly virtue, power, and everything to come together and say enough is enough. Our people will no longer die like this, will no longer suffer. Let's go to these governments. Let's go and tell them enough is enough. Even if they want us, the gullible, if they want us, the low class to pray, be fasting. It happened in the time of Esther. Esther said, if I perish, I perish. I must change the hand of clock. I must stop this killing. I must stop this thing. He said, tell the people to fast while I go and do what has never been done in the history of that kingdom, to see the king in an ungodly time when he never approved and appointed. Esther went to pray. And so I said, don't worry, I will go. If I die, I die. We read the Bible, we preach the Bible, but we don't act it. If this thing had been done from onset, we shouldn't have been here. Look at that little girl. What was her name? They adopted Leah Schreiber or so.
Yes.
She is there now. They will be posting how many children she has given back. And we, the Christians, we cannot. Can you catch a Muslim girl and do that to her?
Very
We,
sad.
the Christians, we have everything. We cannot say, oh no, enough is enough. Why should it? Do you think God don't answer prayer? God has answered every prayer we are praying, but he cannot do what we need to do for ourselves. Since I was born, we have been praying, oh Lord, help this country, help this country. Do you think God is wicked? No. He has done his part. It's left for you to do your part. You can preach and get the offering and tithes. Why can't you use that same influence to go to these people at the top and tell them that these people are suffering? What is your plan for them? These people are dying. You see that video that was posted, the thing that happened in Edo State. Look at how they disfigured that. I am not sure that to be a dead man will be preferable. Look at what is happening in the country. The other day they killed some pastors. They killing everywhere. They don't even care who you are. And we say, let us be. Yes, we'll be praying. But we need to work and act. Go to them. I don't want to mention names, but we have great men of God. Instead of coming prophesying this, say this will happen that year, go come together as men of God. Let there be no division this time. Come together. Let's go to these people. Let's speak with these people. Let's have a meeting with these people. If they will not agree, come together again. You can travel, go to the British government. What is happening? These people, those people that brought the religion for it, that brought Christianity, go to them and say, you gave us this thing, but look at what we are passing through. We need a voice. People are dying. People are dying. Innocent people are dying. They know they have the money. If it happens, they fly out of the country. But what about those that cannot even eat? They don't have what to eat, still they are dying. May God have mercy. May God have mercy. Thank you very much, Mazi.
Thank you, Mazi. Thank you so much for that wonderful contribution. We have somebody who is trying to join us. Mazi Festus. I've been seeing you trying to join, but I think your network is not too good. It's not connecting. See if you can rejoin again. The link is on the comment section. Use the link, rejoin again. Let's see if the network will get better for you. So for some of you that is listening, we're talking about the outcome of today's proceeding. Some of you are asking, where is the lawyer? We've gone past where the lawyer explained what happened in court today. We've gone past that stage. We are just analyzing some of the things that happened. We've been on air for some times now. In case maybe you missed the video of Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor how he explained what happened at Federal High Court today. You can have a replay of this particular program immediately we stop the program. Then we play a video of our lead counsel, Barrister. He's not a barrister, he is senior advocate of the zoo called Nigeria, Mike Ezekume. He talked to us the outcome of today's proceedings. Then we play a video. There's a video I play, a video of a journalist who analyzed the meaning of the law that was passed on Wednesday concerning some journalists who went to Federal High Court Abuja today, but they were restricted to go inside the courtroom to record the proceedings and give information to public who went there to witness the trial. So a lot really happened today. A lot really happened today. Hello? All right, I think someone is calling to contribute on the program. You don't have to call the phone number. You can use a link. There is a link on the comment section. Click on that link and the link will bring you in the studio. Then I will have to bring you on to talk to Biafrans. But if we don't have people who wants to join on the program, then we're beginning to wind down because we've been on the program for close to 2 hours now, if I'm not mistaken. Mazi Onyedikachi, do you have a final thought? So we'll close the program.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. What I have to tell great Biafrans is we should remain resolute. Nobody knows who is to be next, but everybody should be careful and watchful. And always pray for our leader, because I know he has many things to say when he comes out. They might have done several things, but God will keep protecting him. God will keep him and bring him, and not just with victory, but with triumphant victory every area. God will also bless his family, because they have suffered so many loss due to this cause. And all great Biafrans that are committed to this struggle, sincerely, faithfully, our men on ground, the Eastern Security Network, and everyone that is faithfully keeping to the structure, God will bless you all. A day of reckoning is coming. Remember, what you sow now is what you will reap on that day. Great Biafran, God bless you all.
Ndewo Mazi, Ndewo. I thank all of you for joining for today's program. In case you missed the video of our barrister, someone say I am Ago, it said I am just joining. Yeah, if you're just joining, Eberi Obiora Ago said I don't know if I get your name correctly, but your last name is Ago. You say you're just joining on the program. If we stop the program now, what you're going to do is you're going to have a replay of this particular program. You will get all we've said, all the videos that we showed, everything that happened on this particular program. So when we stop, go and watch the replay. We're stopping the program and we'll continue tomorrow by God grace. For some of you that is asking what's the outcome of today's proceeding, the outcome is the application, the rule for bail application will continue on the 18th of next month, which is May 2022. Then on the 26th of June, they will continue the trial, but before then we'll see, before 26th we'll see what will happen. So today our barristers, they were able, out of the 15 count charges, they remove about 8, right? So the update is on our Facebook platform. Go there, you read the outcome and other information that is relevant concerning what we are doing. So we are stopping the program here. I myself and Mazi Onyedikachi have been on here since, and we've been talking about some of the issues and some of the things that is happening concerning Biafra struggle and how we'll get our freedom. So we're stopping the program here. I thank all of you for always coming in. Follow the page if you've not subscribed on our YouTube channel. We're broadcasting on the both platform at the same time. So if there's something you miss, if you're on YouTube, maybe there's something you miss, you can come down on Facebook. We have a lot here. There's a picture of our leader Mazina Kanu in court. We posted that on we posted it on our story. There is a lot of things that we posted on Facebook that we did not post on YouTube, because YouTube doesn't really give that much space to post something. The only thing that YouTube does is to give you there's what they call a community, and on that community you are allowed to either post article or maybe probably a picture. So we don't really post much on Facebook, on YouTube, sorry. But if you want to get pictures and some things that some articles that will be important, or maybe some information that you're looking out for, you can come down on Facebook on our page here, or you check other bloggers, other genuine Biafra bloggers, or other media, where you will get to read some valuable information concerning what happened today, the trial and all that happened. And you will get to see videos as well, some videos. We had a video of the outside the court, not inside anyway. We had some videos, people recorded outside, and people that went to Abuja to pay solidarity to our leader Mazina Kanu. Our people travel from Lagos, everywhere, some part of the zoo, to pay solidarity to our leader Mazina Kanu in Abuja. So we have those videos on our Facebook. You can go there and check some things that happened today. But unlike usual, today we were not able to see video of our leader Mazina Kanu in the courtroom. The reason is because there is a law that the Chief Information Officer of Federal High Court, there is a law that they passed on Wednesday that restricted journalists and some other people to go inside the courtroom. So many things happened today. People were not able to record in the court. We didn't see video. We only saw pictures, of our leader Mazina Kanu. So if you want to see all of those events that unfolded today, go on Facebook. You check out some information, read some articles, and yeah. So we're going to stop the program here. Hopefully we'll be back on air again tomorrow. I thank all of you for always coming in. Some of you watching us on Facebook, and some of you watching us on YouTube. In case maybe you're just wondering who is speaking, my name is Mazi Udochukwu. I am one of the representatives here on Voice of Biafran on Facebook and on our YouTube channel. Greet all of you. Stay safe wherever you are, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Ohe Biafra.